You know, this is really bad for me, chat. Unironically, my live stream could have used this. I'm getting less viewership, making less super chat. This could have been the thing that would have revitalized my live stream. If you want to help with that, by the way, there's a link into the pinned comment. Like, you scroll down, there's a link to my live stream text. The reason that E3 was actually quite profitable for me is that they managed to make it so obnoxious. They managed to make it so politically correct. They sanitized the living shit out of it to the point where people found it more bearable to watch me taking the piss on it every single year than to watch the actual show itself. Like, every single time I would be streaming on E3, I would have a massive audience and we would all have a laugh. And by the end of it, I needed medicine because, my God, watching people talk about the nonsense that they were talking, holy shit. Like, seriously, seeing people that are far richer and far wealthier than I ever will be talk about how they're marginalized and how they're pushed, to the sidelines while working at all these big companies, was quite sickening, I gotta say. They also did their best to remove the word gamer. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I've been watching it for like the last 3 years, and I noticed that they were going out of their way in order not to use the word gamer. Like, they would say consumers, they would say fans, but they would never say the word game. It was toxic, horrible. Yes, like trying to sell a product to gamers. That's the first thing that they did, by the way, the game journalists, and with help from the AAA companies, of course. They destroyed the gamer identity because when I grew up, we would go to the arcades and everyone was a gamer there. Like men, women, didn't really matter. The race, the ethnicity. Like, as long as you were at the arcades, you were a gamer. Right? Like, that was the hobby. And then came the social justice guys. It's like, no, you're not gamers. You see, like, there's gamer girls. And there's like gamers that are people of color and they're gay gamers, and actually it's all intersectional, and there's a struggle for power within the hobby, and we need to uplift the marginalized voices. Can you shut the fuck up? I'm playing Counter-Strike. Just stop uplifting any voice. Shut the fuck up. I'm trying to focus. What is wrong with you? If more people would have done this, maybe we would not have been here. But unironically, like, E3 didn't really serve any purpose anymore. I mean, it's the same franchises, isn't it? Like, the same tired franchises that have been milked to death for the last 20 years. That is where the attention is focused. I mean, we used to have more games 10 years ago than we have now. Like, theoretically, it should be bigger because if you go on Steam, like, there are so many games. But when you look at what is in the normie's eye, it's so few games that despite the fact that the internet is bigger, it feels smaller, doesn't it? It's like, well, what do you want to go? Oh, let's watch V3. Oh, a new FIFA. Oh, a new Call of Duty. Oh my god, what a fucking shock. It's not even that, though. It's also the fact that every single game that comes out is pretty much the same. It's a third-person game with the chica that has the mental illness haircut from California, yeah, who looks like a man, right? Like she looks like John Travolta on steroids. And the game is third person, as I mentioned. It's got a map, and you go to the objectives on the map. You pick up some collectibles around the way, and then you get experience. You gotta do the grind, you level up, and there's some loot boxes. Isn't that like pretty much like all the freaking games that are coming out now? Like that? Like following the same formula? Like we don't get really strategy games anymore. We don't get... No, that's what you get, like third person games, yeah. Of course, there are some exceptions here and there. Maybe you get like a first person shooter. Maybe a game that happens to be a ripoff and the developers like pull the rug after 3 days. Like if we're lucky, we may get one of those. But other than that, like almost everyone is the Assassin's Creed formula. Like, and it's interesting because it's like different companies that are doing this shit. Oh, and of course you got remakes. Oh, well, my bad. I forgot about those, right? Like, every now and then it's like, all right, let's do like Resident Evil 4 remake. Even though the actual game is still playable and, the graphics are still standing up to it. No, let's make a remake, and let's remove the offensive stuff from it as well, because, you know, that game wasn't perfect. But by removing stuff, we're going to make it perfect. You know, it's kind of sad that I'm thinking about it. Like, next year, there's not that many games that I'm even hyped about. Like, I can't even name. Usually, every single year, there would have been 1 or 2 games that I would have been excited for. Next year, I just don't know. Like, I mean, there's GTA coming out, but I can't say that I'm excited for it. I can say that I'm insanely skeptical about it. Oh, you know what? Like, hold on. There's Path of Exile. Yes, there's Path of Exile. That one is something which may excite me a little bit. But other than that, gotta say, not that many games that are coming out which I like. And it's no wonder, you know, like, there was, like, this person from Ubisoft, I believe, a couple of years ago, this high executive, and he's like, oh, we're not in the business of making entertainment, like, we want to change the world. And I'm like, holy fucking shit, dude, like, how many of your farts are you sniffing? You want to change your fart? Oh, fuck off. Yeah, you're looking at these corporations that are like, oh, they're for social justice, oh, yeah. And then you find, like, some workers that got laid off from that company, or they got sacked, or, you know, they talk about how life was within the company, and they're basically saying just how much they were made to crunch, and how exploitative the company was. I mean, the more progressive a company, the more likely it is like that. You know, like Naughty Dog, for example. Oh, yes, like, we're making feminist games, and we're going to also screw Amy Hennig, which used to be one of the best things that happened to video games. But whatever, you know. No wonder, like, people are fed up with them. Like, no wonder it's like, because people do have internet, they do know what's happening behind the scenes, and when you see this blatant hypocrisy, people just tune off. And not to mention, you know, like, the message of social justice is so prevalent everywhere. Like, everyone knows the talking points. Everyone understands. Yes, we know. Yeah, you want to do better. Yes, you have diversity quotas. Congratulations. Oh, you want to protect the environment. Yeah, sure. As a gaming company, you know, making luxury goods, which pollute quite a lot. Yes, you want to save the environment. Great. The worst thing I say is the stagnation, though. Like, there's nothing innovative. Like, there used to be a time, I remember, when they would make a game and it would just blow your mind because it was so creative. Like, for example, do you guys remember when Warcraft 3 came out? And it was like, oh, wow, like, this is a strategy game, but it's also a role-playing game? Like, wow, you got a hero and it's got inventory like it's Diablo and he gets experience? I mean, that's so fucking cool. Like, there used to be like that. Every year they would announce a new game that would, you know, have, like, something innovative, and you would never have played something like that before. Even when Assassin's Creed came out. Like, I remember when Assassin's Creed 1 came out, you know, the parkour was innovative, because you had Prince of Persia that did parkour. But the thing that Assassin's Creed 1 did is, like, the concept of social stealth. You're not hiding behind the bush anymore. You're not hiding in the shadows like Splinter Cell. No. You're going in a crowd. And when you're in a crowd, they don't know where you're at. And you can sit on a bench and the guards just run past you because, like, they don't expect to look over there. And I was like, well, that's such an interesting concept. And unfortunately, I can't remember the last time we had the video game where they would show mechanics and people would go like, wow, that's so cool. That's so interesting. So yeah, no wonder no one watches E3. Like, there's nothing to fucking watch. But let me know what you guys think. As usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.